Welcome to my studio. I'm Dr. Bonnie Woodruff. Yes, I have a PhD in music education, but I have also taught piano for over 50 years. And I was legacy this European way of learning to play the piano years ago by a great concert pianist out of Europe. And I have developed this on the computer with visual and audio and comments and a DVD, so you too can have me right in your home teaching you piano. Now, I said fast track, didn't I? It is fast track, but not a gimmick. It is a complete educational program. What do I mean by that? I mean that you will know at any given time what you're doing on the piano. You'll have all that information on your fingertips. You will also not have to read a note to begin with. If you're a beginner, that's really wonderful. Because if you have to read notes when you're a beginner, it impedes the progress, so I can't be fast-tracked. We're just going to use the musical alphabet of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So in the first lesson, you are starting to play like this. Oh, isn't that amazing? Yeah. And that's because you can play at level 3 to 5 like you've studied for 3 to 5 years. Now you say, I already have studied 3 to 5 years. Well, then this will be a good level for you to continue your educational course. Now if you're more advanced than that, you need it even more, because you need to see what you have missed in your other studies. Believe you me, the other studies have missed a lot. I'm talking from experience of taking many of the other courses and teaching the other courses before I was taught by the great master. Now, in the first month, you are going to sound, also in the next couple of months, you'll sound like this. You say, yeah, right. No, right. You will. And that's because you're doing patterns like this, which are 3rd to 5th level, and equal in each hand. So your left hand is just as good as your right hand. Now, I've heard a lot of them say, my right hand works fine, but my left hand don't. Well, if you've been taking lessons and you have that problem, then through my course in 5 weeks, your left hand will be equal with your right hand. Okay? Now, how many hours are you going to have to practice to be able to perform like this? How about 30 minutes a day in a 5-day week? Now, of course, you'll go a little faster if you do an hour, or if you do 2 hours. So I'm just giving you an idea that you'll accomplish where you want to be, play for your own enjoyment, play for your church, play for a nightclub, whatever. You'll have that accomplished in the first 6 months or less, depending on how much practice you put in. Then the other courses, to have 3 to 5 years, it takes 3 to 5 years of practice, and many times 4 hours a day. So what course do you really want to have that gives all the information, the complete picture? And not only that, it is fun to learn this way. Just think, I do not have to read a note to begin with. Now there's ideas on the page to show you notes, but you don't have to. It'll just say A, B, C, D, F, G. But anyway, so a lot of my students are playing like this in the first year. actually, all those patterns that look very advanced, right? You learn in the first 6 months. Yeah, you are learning to do chromatics. How about that? Yeah, so once I get into that song, and I'm using both ends of my fingers, okay, then my program then can be put into advanced work without more books. Hey, that's a plus. No more money spent on books, except the songs you want to learn to play. Now, some of my books, there's 4 song books as you're learning to play the white key technique. Well, that sounds like songs, yes. So you get an idea of the dominant 9th being resolved, dominant 7th being resolved, 7th being resolved. So there's resolutions, there's theory that you need to understand what you're doing at the keyboard. I had a student that had taken from 4 other teachers and 4 other methods, and he got bored with it, and he said, yeah, I felt stupid. Yeah, I understand that. I did too, growing up on the other methods. And so when he went with me, in 6 months or less, since he already knew how to read notes, he was after being able to play Moonlight Sonata. And when he finished that, he said, boy, you know what's scary? And I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't know I did something to make him scared. And he said, no, that was just a idiom of a word. Scary, he meant. What was so scary is the fact that I was smart at the piano. I knew exactly what I was doing and where to go next. Oh my goodness. Yes, my piano course does that for you. Your tonal formulation, your theory is important. But it's fun to learn the way I have. It's like playing music. And because if you're doing scale work, wow, that sounds like you did a song right there. And so when you're doing, like, later on, oh, you're doing what? A whole step scale work? A suspended tone being resolved? You are going to learn so much from my piano course that people are going to be amazed with your performance and all that you can do. By the time you get to the 4th book of the white key technique, so you see, you're doing all kinds of patterns. So when you get to this song, you have already been studying, or you are studying the patterns. 6 is going down. An impure against a pure adjustment. In the left hand, using an Alberti bass. Doing triads, chords, arpeggios and 6s. And usually you don't do arpeggios and 6s until you have had 3 to 5 years of music. Now, don't you want to be able to grasp all this in the first 6 months? I want to hear from you. And let's put it together. I'll be in your home through this program. If you need my counseling on any given situation, I'll help you there too, and no charge. I also have a teacher up in New York, David Siegel. And I have others too, but I just want to mention him because he is my manager, and He is, if you're up in New York, you can get one-on-one instruction. Now I teach by phone too. So let's hear from you and get you on your journey to where you want to be in learning the piano. God bless you.